This just in from the, oh my god, just look, not even. I've literally been asleep for 12 hours. I passed out just after, because I had a big breakfast. So I just had cereal for my dinner because, you know, if I eat big in the morning, I eat light at night. I had dinner just after 5. I posted one thing just like around like 5:40 or something, passed out. I've just woken up. I woke up once to go to the, or was it once or twice at the look, I can't even remember, to go to the bathroom and pass straight back out again. Then I just woke up. So remember, if I go quiet, I'm having my coffee. So my war is over. Like I've done all I can do. I did everything I could to protect and warn Vladdy. I did everything I could to protect and warn King Charles. But Will is free, and what they chose to do with that information was up for them to use and do with what they had to. Turns out Epstein's got a Russian passport. Now I understand why God shut the door on Russia. There was too much going on that would have put me and the kids in danger because of the fact that I'm one of the Epstein whistleblowers. I'm one of the whistleblowers on Donald Trump. I'm one of the whistleblowers on people like Elon Musk and all of that. So because Elon Musk's dad lives there and Elon Musk has, you know, they all have properties there, they all invest there, that I only just recently found out about. I was never ever going to be allowed to go to Russia. I would not have been safe there. While I felt safe with Vladdy, wouldn't have felt safe in Russia. Because it's not like he could have kept an eye on me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I don't want to live a life where I don't have that kind of freedom, right? So, because I've been kept in my bottle for too long, and I'm ready to break free. I'm starting to break free. Message in a bottle, you know, the fairy's singing now. She smashed the glass, and Tardovsky is getting dragged off to court. Tardovsky, as we know, is Elon Musk. When I first wrote Message in a Bottle about the fairy creating magic in her bottle that Tardovsky had trapped her in, and then the people found out that, you know, when she realises she's running out of air, she starts to sing, and her singing smashes the bottle. And people realise that she's been trying to protect children this whole time. They take Tardovsky and drag him by his feet to the court, and the court finds him guilty and sentences him to live in a box in hell. That's Message in a Bottle. That's the one I want to turn into a ballet. And now that apparently I compose symphony music and that I think I can, I just need someone who can teach ballet and people who can do ballet. If not ballet, certainly like dancing for the theatre. I could absolutely turn Message in a Bottle into like a ballet. I absolutely could. So speaking of Tardovsky, Elon Musk, and if I get cut off, you know who's listening, and you know that it's him, so just give me a minute and I'll come straight back. He is being eaten alive on X. Remember my dream robot lips? And my mango dream. I'll put the links in the description box below. I've put the robot lips, but not the mango dream. Somebody's worked out that 50% of the stuff on X is AI bots, and that it's all promoting fear, warmongering, doom and destruction, and promoting grok. It's also come out that grok has been stealing other people's images and claiming them to be grok images. My friend who runs Night World, you know, with remember I had all that trouble with the BDSM dominatrix. Paper Doll Productions, who was posting stuff. She's also Tia Darlin. She was posting stuff that was fetish based in terms of, and like directing it towards Elon Musk. I wasn't sure whether this was Elon Musk, because you know how he has so many fake accounts, or whether this was a real woman just trying to cause trouble for my friend on Night World. But I keep saying to my friend, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away from Elon Musk, get away, because Elon posts stuff. And then, of course, it comes out that he pays people to promote Grok and to big him up on social media. But as like with my friend, what he does with other people is he messes with their algorithm so that they don't get paid the money that they're owed. But he steals their images to post on other sites and to post on his X, where he gets all the views, but the people that he stole the stuff from don't get the money for it, because they don't get the recognition and all that sort of thing. And my friend even used to say, people are using my images, I'm not getting paid for this, like, you know, what the hell? And not getting any response, not getting any help. He was constantly complaining on his side about how his algorithms were changing, how someone was messing with his settings so that they were going from light to dark. His account was being messed with, and I kept saying, get away from Elon, get away from Elon, get away from Elon. And he didn't. And now he's I've had to be moved, I've had to be pulled away. Now his reputation is one of that of taking money to work with a pedophile, to work with a corrupt liar who is stealing other people's work, because now people know that he is stealing other people's work and claiming it as his own. It's like, well, yeah, because that's what he did to me. That's what he was doing to me. So now everybody's seeing what I've been saying about him all along. And he's getting eaten alive. He's got so many lawsuits against him now, it's not funny. Tesla's pretty much dead. The only way he's getting money for SpaceX is because he's using his Starlink and that for the purposes of spying on nations and people, and I've proven that. He's literally been outed as a spy. Hang on, I'm just having a sip of my coffee. People worked on the algorithm and said that only 10% of what's on X is real. And then the rest is all manipulated, it's all lies, it's all our AI bots, and it's all people who are paid to big him up. And he's still met with the people that he's paying, he's still messing with their algorithms so that their posts and that don't end up as popular as his. And somebody worked all the statistics out. And now people are turning on him. And as I said before, when I was talking about the kinetic engine thing, have you noticed that the further he's getting pulled down, the more Tesla cars are crashing? Because if he's got one of those Neuralink chips in his brain, and he's done AI stuff to those Teslas, and now as he's being torn down, Teslas are crashing. That's all I'm saying. That's why I didn't mess with kinetic engines, where you use your mind to drive the car. Because in an unstable mind, and it's not just about mental health, but if you suddenly get called out on your bullshit and it creates stress for you, you're going to crash your own car, aren't you? That's why I went from kinetic engines to biorhythmic engines. Biorhythmic engineering. I stepped away from kinetic engineering and into biorhythmic engineering, because now I can fly a space navigation system with mine. So robot lips. I've been saying to people, everything on X is fake. All of this. Russia's gonna nuke Great Britain. Britain's gonna nuke Russia, because he knows how much I love Russia, because he knows how much Vladimir meant to me. You know, we were We fought a holy war together. We're the only two people in the world who took the biggest hits trying to protect the children that people like Elon Musk were stealing. People have to remember he built the tunnels for them to nick those kids through, and then begged Jeffrey Epstein to go to the parties where he could do things with those kids. And people are still taking money to promote his grok, when it turns out a lot of the stuff that they're promoting is other people's genuine work where they weren't even using grok to create it. And then what he did was, if I give you money, will you pretend to like Debbie and then hurt her, break her heart, get material on her, get evidence to blackmail her with? Because if you're a friend of Epstein's, it's all about getting information to use against them to blackmail them later. But I have nothing to hide. I've done nothing to be ashamed of. I fell in love with one person who was my twin. And he knew I would. He accidentally fell in love with me. He came in thinking he had a job to do and accidentally fell in love with me because he realised I was telling the truth. But he got himself caught up now, and I can't and won't be around it. I'm not going to be around someone who's okay with succubus, BDSM, fetish bullshit and promoting Elon Musk is messing with him, and he can't figure out why his account has been messed with and why he's not getting money for his work and all of that. And that's why, because Elon Musk lies. If you do this for me, I'll invest in your company. If you do this for me, I'll give you money. If you do this for me, I'll make you famous. This is what he said to Chris and Jose and Martin. And if you come on board and help me take her down, because if she gets famous, her space program's going to be better than mine. Her quantum magnetics is going to save lives and help people. I want to be her and I can't be her, so if I can't be her, I'm going to take her down and replace her. That was his whole thing. His jealousy is so epic towards me. You know, the healing towers and the Reiki picture of doom and all of that. He tries so desperately to be me, and he can't stand the fact that people like me and I have no money and I don't have to try, because I'm just honest and I put it all out there. Whereas he does everything behind closed doors, and he's sneaky and he hides, and he has to pay fanboys and fangirls to big him up, because in real life nobody actually likes him. And then all this stuff on X where people are defending him, they're all fake accounts. And Adrian Dittman and all that, he's got so many fake accounts. That's why I wondered whether he wasn't Tia Darling and Paper Doll Productions. If not, she's one of the cult succubi that gets used to pull the men away when the men start veering off track, going towards salvation. Because every time I had a real deep, genuine connection with the person I'm talking about, Elon Musk or Tia Darling / Paper Doll Productions, rear their ugly heads and park themselves right in front of us. And I can't be dealing with that, because as a biorhythmic engineer, everything I write that people play and listen to and watch is going to heal them from all the decades of trauma of having to deal with people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the stuff they pump through their healing towers, their 5G, 6G healing towers. They they mess with the Schumann resonance. And the AI and Grok, they mess with the Schumann resonance to get in your head. That's why people are only now starting to realise, ever since he took over X, how much damage it's actually caused people's lives through what he's been posting, because he messes with the Schumann resonance to get inside your head. And people have been specifically saying his posts have been causing depression, anxiety, and fear-mongering. And that's what I've been saying for all these years. That's the point. They get a kick out of feeding off it. I've been saying this for years. And now the algorithms have been proving it. And it's like, well, duh. It's what I've been saying for years. He put Wi-Fi in my house to mess with my boys. Chris's Wi-Fi in his room is completely different to the Wi-Fi of the house, but the Wi-Fi of the house is the only Wi-Fi that the boys have a connection to. But the Wi-Fi of Chris's is a completely different attachment to the house. It's called Dad's room, and yet he's the one that's gone nuts and is the fetishist. Where my boys are angry and taking everything out on me, Chris's Wi-Fi is the one that, you know, the sex toys and the bum sex and the sex parties and the fetishes and all of that, and it's his Starlink. It's his. They mess with his Wi-Fi, and nobody listened, and now they've all walked into the Epstein files. Whether they know it or not, they've all walked into Epstein files, because now what people are saying is all the people who were paid to big up Grok and Elon Musk are protecting a pedophile. So just by osmosis, they're all now, all the accounts that are connected to Elon Musk are being called out for protecting and working for a pedophile. You know what he's doing to these children. You know that he's been building the tunnels. You know who he's connected to. You know what he's been doing on that island. And you're turning the other way and because he's paying you money. So you've put greed over morals and ethics. And now they're all getting called out. One person got called out for having 26 different accounts. And they're all getting shut down now. And he's making money off all these accounts. While Elon Musk is still messing with the algorithms. Some of these people have got like 100,000 followers, 70,000 plus followers. And yet their posts either get no comments or barely any views. Because he's messing with the algorithm. He wants you to do the work for him, but he doesn't want to pay you what he's promised, and he doesn't want to risk you becoming more popular or famous, just in case people like me go onto your site and start waking you up, which is exactly what happened the other day. And they still promoted Elon Musk. And they still didn't get rid of the dominatrix who was creating cartoons to engage in fantasies with an adult Elon Musk. Paper Doll Productions. Tia, darling. And I was saying over and over and over and over again, get away, get away, get away, get away, because when the tower comes down, you'll go down with it. And now the tower's coming down. Elon Musk has been eaten alive. People are saying that he walks like a toddler with a full nappy. Everything I said. I've just realised message in a bottle when she sings at the end to smash the bottle and people realise she's protecting children. That's, oh my God, I've started singing. And now, and there's so many lawsuits against him now. Same with Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is in trouble for targeting teenagers on Instagram and Facebook for the Shrek rules. And my son was one of those targets. And I keep saying, why are these porn women hitting up my son? I had to put on my son's Instagram is controlled. This account is of a child, and it's monitored by my parents, because he was being targeted with constant pornography on his Instagram when he was 12. And my son got hit up on PlayStation by a man. who claimed he was a friend of his father's. My sons were being targeted. And I kept saying, I said to the police, I said to social services, I said they were getting in my son's heads, and now it turns out I was right. I was right about everything. And watching Elon Musk getting torn to shreds, they're saying that certain functions that people were used to having on the X have disappeared, and now they're just constantly fed fake news and stuff promoting anything that Elon Musk wants to promote, including warmongering and anxiety and depression and that. People have woken up. Yay! It's only taken a few years, but they've woken up. So this whole time I've been saying, he's bad, he's evil, he's one of them. 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 Don't believe a word he says. He's one of them. He works for the Democrats, he works for the Republicans. He weaseled his way into Russia. He works for Starmer, he works for Macron, he works for von der Leyen, he works for all of them. He wants you to think it was all about free speech, but now people are realising there was nothing free about his speech. It's all been a lie. It's been one big lie. And this whole, so-and-so's threatening to, Macron, they're going to freeze his assets and do that. It's all bullshit. It's a script. They're all in on it. Because they're all Epsteiners. They have to appear like they're not Epsteiners so that nobody figures out that they're all Epsteiners. But if you're on that list and you're an Epsteiner. And also, people have started figuring out that there's a heavy targeting of Prince Andrew and the royal family, but nobody else. People are finally waking up to see what I've been saying all along. It's all Prince Andrew, Prince Andrew, Prince Andrew, royal family, royal family, royal family, but not Bill Gates, Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. And now Anonymous have figured out the algorithm to the locked codes or whatever it was and dumped the files, and apparently it's horrendous. And remember, my V for Vendetta meets LA riots. And I always called it V for Vendetta because of the Guy Fawkes masks, and that's Anonymous. And Anonymous have just dumped that stuff. I used that post that I did on my WordPress. Everything used against us will be the very thing used to bring them down. And it's exactly what's happening. And the Fight Club, when I talked about the Fight Club, all the people who work on the inside, helping to take their bosses and stuff down, that's exactly what's happening. Everything that I was saying in my blog back in the early days is all starting to come true. Everything used against us will be the very thing used to bring them down, is what it was. Something like that. So I was right. So Elon Musk will be gone soon. They're talking about getting him deported. They're talking about having him arrested for treason. There's petitions to have him done. There's petitions to have him deported. Petitions within the government and that, where people are getting the government involved to have him deported. People have found out about how when, the whole Doge thing and the stealing of social security numbers so that they could mess with elections. It's everything I said. Everything I said. If you go to my post when I talk about Doge, and I'm like, they're stealing from Americans, and you're going to find out they're messing with elections, and you're going to find out everything I said, every single thing I said about him, and Donald Trump has come right. I was a supporter of Donald Trump's until those plane crashes. And when I started investigating those plane crashes in January, February of last year, whenever it was, that's when I saw stuff coming out about the trafficking. And when I dug deeper and I saw his connection to the trafficking of children, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. So I started blowing the whistle, and I blew hard. And that's when they started coming after me even more, because then when I started connecting the dots with him and Elon Musk, I started connecting the dots with Keir Starmer and Tony Blair and Yvette Cooper and Jacinda Ardern and Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney and Ursula von der Leyen and Zelensky and Macron and all of them. And now look, and the CEO of the World Economic Forum has now resigned. So the WEF are falling, the WHO are going to fall, the EU are going to fall. It's all everything I said. Because I don't need to lie, and I don't need to hide anything, because I'm God's daughter and I stand in the truth. I'm not allowed to lie. I speak the truth. Even at risk to my life, even at risk to my freedom, I speak the truth. It's better to be hurt by the truth than be devastated by a lie. And now people have woken up to the truth. They're devastated that they've been lied to. And it's everything I told people to prepare for. When I gave Father the order to drop the snippets of videos and photos and that on in regards to Trump, I told people to prepare themselves for when the truth comes out, how devastating it was going to be. And now they're seeing what I've been saying all along. I was right about everything. So I've been sitting back roasting my marshmallows on the fires of hell that are now burning all them up, and watching Elon Musk getting eaten alive it's almost been a turn on for me. Because there's nothing he can do to control this now. Nobody is ever going to believe him or trust him ever again, and they're all turning on him. And it's taking Donald Trump down with them. They're all now just a big joke. But this is good, because after the rage comes the healing. So I'm just sitting back. I only engage with X now for posting my stuff to do with my school and my Amber Rose movie and all of that. If there's any musicians out there that think that they want to get involved in this, or any investors that see what I'm doing and want to get involved in it, I mean, I'm open to talk. I'm ready to get this show on the road. I know that I'm being prepared to leave. I'm only hoping and praying that I get to save my sons. Because even still, with all their anger and rage that's been directed towards me, I still know that they're only children, and that they're being brainwashed. I keep saying it was going to happen. I keep saying, it's Mother's Day next month. And for as much as what I've always been hated and always been the embarrassment, and they've always felt this way, I'm sitting here looking at the present that my little boy got me for Mother's Day last year, thinking that's not, like my brother said, men don't go out of their way for people they don't care about. And my little boy got me a plushie. All of his own money, ordered it all by himself. You don't do that if you hate your mother. But they've been made to hate me, because that's what parental alienation is. It's a narcissistic trait. And the parent that has the child does everything they can to make that child hate the parent that's trying to save them. That's what Elon Musk did. They got everybody that I was trying to help to hate me, to turn on me. He got everybody involved, my best friend, my exes, the people that I cared about, the people that the man I fell in love with, all of it. Used it all, used them all to try to hurt me, to punish me. So that because they get a kick out of seeing the pain, but because I knew what was coming, I just braced myself. I just put my armour on and I just braced myself and I took the hits and then I absorbed those hits and turned that pain into power. And now look, I watch black holes flip in reverse. Everything I say happens in real life. What they did to me made me the most powerful woman in the universe. I'm like She-Man. I have the power. And now I flipped and reversed it and sent it all back. When Elon Musk walked into my Thunderbolt, remember the other day when he walked right in and I zapped him? Now you're seeing the fallout of the aftermath of him being zapped. Because the thing is with quantum magnetics, you might not see the effect immediately, but you will see the effect eventually, because the existence of time has to line up perfectly with the reality of time. So you might not feel the effects of my zap immediately, but you will start seeing it eventually, usually within a couple of weeks, certainly within a couple of days, and it's exactly what's happened to Elon Musk. He walked right into my bug zapper. And now everybody's getting affected. You know, when you put that video of the taser being put to the door and when the man went to touch the door, he got zapped. And well, if you touch Elon Musk's door, you're going to get zapped. So he's getting called out. And yeah, it's fantastic. When I get my streaming service up and running, I'll have my own version of X and Facebook and Instagram and that, and I won't be anything like them at all. At all. Unlike Elon Musk, I won't let you post pornography though. That's one of the things I keep saying to my friend with his accounts that he's got. The amount of porn on his followers and people who he follows. But it's not just him that has access to the accounts. There's like a few people, and they follow, and it's a lot of gay porn, and it's a lot of like young looking girls, and it's all about reputation. And I keep saying to my friend, if you get involved in this and the kids find out that these were your sites, what's that going to do for your reputation? It's all about reputation. If you have a reputation for your social media being full of porn and BDSM, how's that going to help us get investments when they check out your social media? The only saving grace is nobody knows it's him, only I know it's him. Only I know that his little collective group, that he's not the only one who has access to those accounts, but his friends have access to those accounts. And it's his friends that are posting the stuff that are putting the bad reputation on him. And now there's nothing I could do because he didn't listen to my warnings. So I've had to walk away. Because nobody comes before those children. Nobody comes before me and saving children, including my own. So now I'm watching the towers come down. All because of greed. All because they wanted the money. All because they fell for Elon's flashing the cash. Greed made them sin against morality and ethics. Greed made them turn their backs on children being abused and tortured and sacrificed and raped and all sorts. I'll take the money and just pretend it's not happening. In the meantime, he was still screwing them over too, still messing with their algorithms, still using the Schumann resonance to mess with their heads. So the loyalty was never there. He's never loyal to them. But because I saw right through it and I didn't fall for any of his manipulations, because I'm a Sophia according to Carl Jung, because I can't fall for it. I can't be brainwashed. I can't be hypnotized. I can't be mind controlled. I've had, and I told them this it's in my notes. They were all laughing at me because I was talking about the mind control and they were all laughing at me. Oh, she's crazy. Well, no, I was right, wasn't I? I was telling the truth about everything. My evidence against the doctors and Chris and the police and the governments and all that will absolutely stand up in court, because most of it comes from the CIA and the police force themselves and government websites themselves. So how can I be lying if the government and the police force and military and secret service and that admit that what I've been saying is true? Because closed minds, you see, all the doctors cared about was getting people on medication, stopping them from having thoughts and feelings. Because the more meds they put people on, the more money they make. And a doctor is never, ever, ever, ever going to admit that they were wrong. The doctors that did that to me deserve to have their medical licenses revoked. They would rather have killed me without conscience than admit that I was right about everything that the government, the Secret Service and the military and social media oligarchs and that were doing against the population. Because it just sounded so far-fetched. Well, it's not now, because it's all everyone's talking about now. But where's my apology and my big fat check? Oh, it's coming. I know it's coming. Because people have been seeing what I've been saying all along. And the king didn't listen, and now his family are getting eaten alive. And if he had just listened to me. What amazes me is that these people say they believe in God, and yet when God proves himself that he's here and that he's speaking, they don't believe it. So then it's like, okay, so you have no faith. You obviously don't believe in God, because God clearly says who he was going to send to talk on his behalf, and yet when it's there staring you in the face, no, they're crazy. God's like, oh, really? So then he teaches you a lesson. Next time, listen to me. Zap! So I'm like, Dad, Father, this one's doing so-and-so. X marks the spot. Zap! Next time, listen. That's my father. Zap! Next time, listen. Zap! Next time, listen. So, in the meantime, I'm just writing my symphonies and my movies and watching it all fall down. Waiting for the day when I can get out of here, go to Switzerland and see the Italian Alps from my bedroom window. And God willing, but by the grace of God, I'll get to see my boy rowing his, sailing in his little boat on Lake Geneva. And then he'll be right there to learn Italian. We'll go to Italy for the weekends, and I'll have a lot of business to do in the surrounding countries. So with one wanting to learn German and the other one wanting to learn Italian, at least I'll have translators. I will never give up having hope for my boys, ever. They're the only two that I will never lose hope for, because I know who they really are. And I know that what's coming back at me isn't who they really are. But Elon Musk is everything I said he was, and now people are starting to see it. the only sad thing is that I've lost a lot of good people that genuinely, like Vladdy and all of that, that I had genuine, true connections to in regards to our cause and our purpose for the children that I've lost because of him. And I keep saying, do you notice every time you and I connect on a deep level, he pops up. He plants himself right in between us. Or it's Tia, that Tia darling pops up right in between us. And the thing is, it's not jealousy, it's because biorhythms. Because energy transfers like an STD. If they're around you and you're around me, I'm around them, and they're evil, bad, disgusting, filthy people. They hurt children. They inflict pain on people for pleasure. And if they're around you and you're around me, I'm around them, which means I pick up on them. And then anything that I write and create is going to have them, their fingerprint, their energetic marking on stuff that I write and create. And as you've seen from my symphony and the stuff that I'm writing with the Amber Rose, that's such a pure, sweet symphony of a movie that I'm writing. To have that kind of darkness around it would hurt anyone who listened to my music or watched it, because there'd be a little bit of evil and darkness and pain and suffering and pedophilia and fetishism energy infused into the my biorhythmics. So, of course, I choose the children. I don't want children picking up on that sort of stuff, because you have to understand that children are pure and innocent. They're angelic. They feel and see everything more than adults can, and they'll pick up on Elon Musk and Tia Darling and Paper Doll Productions if it's around the person who's writing and creating the stuff that they're engaging in. They'll pick up on it. They'll randomly get angry and the parents won't know why. They'll randomly hit a sibling or something and the parents won't know why. Well, this is why, because the person who wrote it is around someone who's a BDSM fetishist or, a pedophile. Parents don't always understand that the stuff that they let their kids watch is written and created by a lot of high-functioning, creative, empathic people who are doing things or around people who are doing things that are immoral and unethical and unsavoury. And when they write the music and they do the art and they do the voice acting and all of that sort of thing, the kids pick up on it. And then they act accordingly. I don't know why they're acting out. They're acting weird. They're acting strange. Well, look at what they're listening to. Look at what they're watching. Look at what they're reading. And then investigate the people who are making it, because Disney, prime example. Look what Disney, it's all come out about what Disney have been doing to kids, and the tunnels, and Ghislaine Maxwell working for Disney, and Elon Musk wanting to buy Disney, and Tom Hanks working for Disney. How many people who have worked for Disney are now pedophiles on the Epstein list, connected to Epstein? But what they do is they infuse it with buy the product, buy the product, buy the product, buy the product, ignore the pedophile, buy the product, ignore the pedophile, buy the product, because they know that when a kid loves something on TV, they want the toys, they want the clothes, they want the books, they want the products. I'm doing that too, but mine's healthy, because the stuff that I'm doing is going to demagnetize them from the Disney stuff and the Nickelodeon stuff. And now we all know about Nickelodeon, because it's in the shape of the Epstein Island, Little St. James. Now the truth is all coming out. People are going, oh, holy crap, she was telling the truth the whole time. And kids' TV and Disney and that, they really are evil. And that's why God said, when I tear all this stuff down, Debbie Lee Callahan, you're going to get the next version. I might not ever be having the theme parks and that like Universal Studios or Disney and that, but the stuff that I make, the movies that we make, will be a lot better and a lot more wholesome than anything Disney created. Things may have started out innocently back in the 30s and 40s and that, a lot more innocently than anything that Disney create now, or Nickelodeon and that create now. But we know about Judy Garland and the abuse that stars like Judy Garland had to endure during the making of The Wizard of Oz and that. I mean, they had her addicted to all sorts of things as a kid. So, just I get to have the new, better, more moral, ethical version where my talent agency, my kids will be treated, they'll be protected within an inch of their life. Their parents and managers and that won't have access to their money or their royalties or nothing. They won't be exploited. They'll have direct access to us if they go off and sign to other management where they're being abused. Like we'll always be there for them. Even long after they've gone away, our doors will always be open to my kids. Like Gary Coleman and Corey Haim and Britney Spears and Corey Feldman and that, if they were working for me, if they were kids that worked for me, Michael Jackson, if they were kids that worked for me, these were kids that would always have me even long after they went off and had, bigger, better careers. As soon as anything, like, we'd be there for them. We'd be there for them. They would never my kids will never end up like them. Gary Coleman. I said Gary Oldman because Elon Musk's hair. There's an interview with him on X where his hair was flapping. It reminded me of the Gary Oldman character in Fifth Element, which I love that movie so much. Trust me, I love that movie, but there's not 5 elements, there's 9. So, yeah. So people have finally woken up and seen what I've been saying about Elon Musk all this time. Tardovsky. When I first wrote that message in a bottle, I thought I was writing about Chris because we used to call him Tardo, because he's retardo. And then we called him Tardovsky. I named him Tardovsky in the movie, and then I realised Tardovsky was Elon Musk. And in that movie, she sees him working on a draft board, trying to figure out how to keep siphoning her magic because she was growing too big for the bottle. So he came up with the idea of having like a funnel system where he funnels air into the bottle so that she can still breathe, even though she's too big for it, where he can still funnel off the magic. And when she realises what he's getting ready to do, she stands up and she starts singing as loud as she can to smash the bottle. And when the bottle smashes, she stands up and the people see that she's been hiding children under her grass skirt because she's an Indigenous fairy. The way she's going to be in the movie, she's going to look like a little Māori girl with a grass skirt on and feathers in her hair and a moko on her chin. And when she stands up, she sees that she's been protecting children under her skirt. And the people realise, holy crap, we've been paying him to watch her, and this whole time he's been abusing her, and she's been protecting the children while taking the abuse. She's been protecting the children from being abused by Tardovsky and taking the abuse off Tardovsky to protect the children. And then they turn and look at him like, you're evil, and then they beat him up and they grab him by his ankles and drag him off to the judge, where the judge bangs his gavel and says guilty, and he gets sentenced to be put in the wooden box on a mound of dirt surrounded by lava. And it's interesting too because in that video where people said he looks like he's walking with a full diaper, he's limping. He can't move his leg. So X marks the spot and X is going down. And everybody who helped him, everybody who took money from him to look the other way, they're now getting called out on X. People are now calling them out, and I tried to warn my friend, get away, because you're going to go down with them, And the thing is that deep down inside, I know that my friend is innocent. I know that deep down, he's a really sweet, lovely, caring, soft, gentle guy. But he allowed himself to get talked into it. So what can I do? He got onto the elevator too. So I'm going to go and finish my coffee. I've got to go and get the bin in now. And finish my the Amber Rose. But if there are any classically trained musicians out there, if there are any composers out there who are classically trained, who like the idea of working with me to put this together, I'll leave my email address, and any investors as well. But if you try and bullshit me, I will zap you too. I will only engage with people who are genuinely wanting to do this for the children because they believe in what I'm doing, and that it's not about them being famous or them being anything, that it's about creating a work of art so that children can learn from our skills in order to save their lives and their sanity. Because it's the children that people like Elon Musk and Disney and that target with their, through the Schumann resonance, and the stuff that I write demagnetizes them from the Schumann resonance. That's why people on X have started waking up, because the stuff I'm putting out there, people have started listening to. I said it months ago, oh my God, people are listening to me. People are actually starting to listen to me. And because they're listening to me, what's happened? They're demagnetizing. And now they're waking up. Because I have that power over people's minds. So I only want people on board who are willing to help me demagnetize people so that they wake up to the truth. So that they can never be taken advantage of again, so their children can never be abused through the Schumann resonance ever again. All these people going on, these esoteric, spiritually awakened hippies going on about, oh my God, and 5D and Schumann resonance. They used the 5G towers in order to mess with the Schumann resonance. It gives you a false positive. You need to wake up, people. The Schumann resonance, and you following the Schumann resonance with your little charts in there, is actually killing you. It's slowly killing you. They use cobalt in those towers, which Elon Musk has mines to, which are not only killing the miners, but they give you cancer. So when you're using those 5G, 6G towers with cobalt in them, you're giving yourself cancer. I refuse to sign. My phone company keeps saying, get 5G this and I refuse. I'm still on 4G. I refuse. So the healing towers, Donald Trump went into business with Elon Musk in 2020, trying to use what they thought was going to be quantum magnetics. But they've spent billions and trillions trying to use quantum magnetics in their machines, and I just do it organically on my own. It might take a little bit longer, but it's organic and natural when I wake you up. It's organic and natural when I save your life. Thank you very much. You're welcome. The power of God. That's the God particle. That's the mind of God. That's how powerful God is. That's how powerful the consciousness of the atom is. And when you have access to that, it might take a little bit longer because existence has to catch up with reality. But once it does, man, bzz, zaps you. And then you can't unsee everything you're seeing. People will never ever be able to see Elon Musk or Donald Trump in the same light. And people like, you have to look at why is Pam Bondi doing this and why is Caroline Levitt, this, that, and the other. They've known Donald Trump for a long time. And if they don't have stuff to use against them for blackmail purposes, it means that they use the hypnosis therapy on them to make them see what they don't want them to see. They put a false narrative in front of their eyes, so they can't see the truth. That's what I wrote about in The Rise of the Dragon Queen, how she dangles the paper and she has cartoon drawings, and everywhere he looks, the paper follows, so he can't see what's behind the paper. He thinks that what he sees drawn on the paper is his reality, but he doesn't know there's paper in front of him and that there's actually reality is behind the paper. But she's got giants and all of that behind him that he can't see because they camouflage themselves, holding the paper down in front of his eyes. And every time he turns and looks, he thinks he's seen something, but he doesn't realise he's seen the paper. And she's just using illusions to quickly draw the scene. So step out of the matrix. People are stepping out of the matrix and seeing that everything that was put in front of them, i.e. robot lips, fake news, it was all fake. It was all an illusion to get you to believe his way of thinking. But he's technically the puppet. It's Israel and, von der Leyen and Trump and that are his puppet masters. They just gave him the power to draw on the piece of paper the reality they wanted you to see. It's all in The Rise of the Dragon Queen, which I'm really, really hoping I can do like the Dark Crystal. I really want to make that like the Dark Crystal. So Lucian's Dragon I want to do like the Labyrinth, because I really want to work with puppets and stuff, because I want to give the kids who want to get into movies and that, I want to offer them a selection of training, to see, like when I was becoming a beauty therapist, we were given a whole different kind of set of options to do, like with makeup and stuff, and I was given the option to do TV and stage makeup and movie makeup, and I turned it down. I went into massage instead, because it's what I excelled in. Therapeutic, and I have a degree in therapeutic and Swedish massage, sports massage and Swedish massage, and I'm bloody good at it too. And the thing is, it was when I was doing massages for clients back home in New Zealand, I had a lot of like rugby players and soccer players and people who worked for the government and that, high stressed jobs, and they'd come for massages, and when I was touching them, I would be picking up things and start reading for them. And then they were coming back for the readings and not the massage. And in the end, I just walked away from doing the massages and just started doing the readings. And now look what it turned into. I'm She-Man. Mistress of the universe. Like literally. I have science to back it up. So I'm going to go back to creating movie magic to save the innocence of children, and sit back and put my feet up and watch the flames burn down around Elon Musk and everybody who took money from him to take me down. Because karma, took me longer to get there, but my God, watching his fall from grace. They sat there with their popcorn waiting for me to break, and it never happened. There must have been such an anticlimactic experience for them to realise that it didn't matter what they threw at me, I didn't break. Because when you see it coming, you see, it gives you time to prepare. And that's exactly what I did. I just braced myself, put the armour on, and I just braced myself and sat with God. And now everything they threw at me's deflected off my armour and going back to them. He looks, with his hair, have you seen his hair? He looks like he's been zapped. So, yeah, it just makes me sad that I'm never going to get to meet Vladimir Putin. I'm never going to get to go to Russia. I mean, I might be able to go to Russia to look when we do our talent show and stuff, but I wanted to build there. I wanted to build in Hungary, but they were on the board of peace. I wanted to build in Estonia, but they were on the board of peace. I'm hoping I can build in North Korea. Just Kimmy Jimmy. I know, but Kimmy Jimmy. And have you noticed Elon Musk is wearing T-shirts now called Space Cowboy, and that's my nickname for Kimmy Jimmy. Because he steals everything from everyone. He was wearing a T-shirt, black T-shirt that says Space Cowboy, and that's literally my nickname for Kim Jong-un. That's his character in the superhero toy league is Space Cowboy. And Elon Musk has stolen Kimmy Jimmy's nickname, his character in superhero toy league. Because you can go on about how he's evil dictator this and evil dictator that, but North Korea and China are literally defending people's Christian rights against countries like Israel who are trying to take them away from them. When you've got countries like North Korea protecting Christians, you have to question who's really the bad guy. And because of that, I made him a character in the superhero toy league. And I would desperately love to build a foundation in North Korea where he could have kids coming to make stuff, and where we could help North Korean children with their gifts and talents, where we only make his TV series. Because I've, how I was saying about Storybook International, there's so many legends and stories written about his family, like, Walking on the Sun and that I could turn into animated cartoon series and books and all of that, that North Korean kids could watch and learn the legends of his family, that he in North Korea, because there's kids with talent all over the world. And I would love to build there. And then Elon Musk went and stole his nickname, Space Cowboy. Because in Superhero Toy League, Kimmy Jimmy flies on the rocket, and he makes the rocket sounds. Pew, pew. And he flies off on his rocket into space to go and walk on the sun. And, the sun is going to help him the sun's going to ask him, because he's the only one who can walk on the sun. And, the sun is going to need his help. And I'd come up with all these adventures for Kimmy Jimmy. I call him Kimmy Jimmy, because I just see this cute little chubby-faced boy. And Space Cowboy, that's exactly what he's going to look like. And he dresses like a cowboy, but he rides a rocket. And Elon Musk even stole that. So I stand by Kimmy Jimmy, because he's one of the very few nations on earth who are actually defending Christian rights, believe it or not. Because Israel are trying to destroy Christianity and Islam and that, and it's North Korea and China that are stepping up to protect our rights to believe in the gods that we want to believe in. So then you have to say, well, who really are the bad guys then? And that's why, and because we decided that Xi Jinping was going to be a panda. He was going to be a panda plushie. Oh, no, sorry, I originally said panda, but we decided that was too obvious. So we were making him a paper dragon. That was it. We made him a paper dragon. So, yeah, so I need to get out of here and start making this stuff. I was kind of hoping that Vladdy would help me get get in there with China and North Korea, because they're his friends. That he could help me do some deals to say, can you let me build a school there, Kimmy Jimmy? And you can watch everything and you can have final say over every show we put out, but then you can sign up to our streaming service and you can put all your stuff on our streaming service, and you can play all the stuff on that we make on your TVs, and the kids can North Korean kids can learn about all the wonderful adventures that your family had, and then all the North Korean kids that are writers and artists and voice talents, and that they'll have jobs, and we can support their talent, and you can show the world how talented the children of North Korea are. And then Elon Musk stepped in and said to Vladdy, and Donald Trump, and said to Vladdy, money, 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 money. And he's like, yep. And then God said, Debbie, walk away. So I had to, because nobody comes before the children. I'm here to serve the children. It's what I'm here for. I'm the guardian. I'm the guardian at the gate for purity and innocence. So I speak the truth. Whereas Elon Musk hides behind the lies and still tries to convince the world that he's just like me, or that he's better than me, rather. She's the fake, I'm the real one. Well, no, because I demagnetized everyone. All the stuff I've been putting out over my videos, from my singing to my posts to my podcast, everything I've put out, I have biorhythmically infused, which has nothing to do with the songs that I listen to, that have nothing to do with the colours or nothing to do with any of it, and all to do with me, because I'm the key. I'm the key. I hold the keys. It's in me. It's in my genetics. It's in my DNA. So by listening, by reading, by thinking about everything I've said, everything I've put out there, it's demagnetized you. And now you've all woken up. And you're waking up en masse. And now you've all seen the truth. And now you're tearing it down. So you help me, I help you. And just, once this is over, I can go off and be the leader I need to be for these children and build my foundation. And if I can, I'll build them anywhere in any country that cares about the children and isn't involved in the politics of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the World Economic Forum and all of that. And then together we can save even more children, because I'll have a wider bandwidth. Because I'm so heavily shadow banned, I can only access so many people. But I've accessed enough people that they're now tearing Elon Musk down on X and all the Epsteiners and that. Bill Gates is too scared to leave his house. When you got the CEO of the World Economic Forum resigning, I'm doing a pretty good job waking people up. And I just kept banging my drum and blowing my whistle in regards to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They shouldn't have crashed those planes. And when I exposed them, because remember there was plane crash after plane crash after plane crash. Helicopter crash, plane crash, helicopter crash, plane crash. There was just like, and then Elon Musk, I will come in and take over the FAA, and I was saying that's why he's doing it. He's designing planes. He was designing Air Force One, but he can't even design cars because they keep crashing. And I was saying that's why he's doing it. He wants to take over. He's killing people to take over aviation. And then the crashes stopped. So I was right about everything. So now I'll let you deal with him, and I'll sit and wait to get my person knocking at the door to say, oh, geez, we're sorry. Here's your hundreds of millions of compensation money. Go off to Switzerland, and then I can go. and build my foundation. I'm really, really hoping. I'm too scared to look to see if the properties that I've favorited have been sold, in case, because there's one that I fell in love with that is just would be like my dream come true. So we'll wait and see. If I could leave here knowing that I saved the king, I'd be happy. If I could leave here knowing that I saved my sons and could walk away with my sons, I'd be even happier. But I've resigned myself to God's fate for them, because I can only do so much. So I'm going back to creating. I've been working on my martial arts movie. I've got the Amber Rose there, and I've got my martial arts movie. It's called The Flung Shoe Master. I'm not going to tell you the storyline, but because I grew up with martial arts movies, and The Flung Shoe Master is to pay homage to the Drunken Master. So Jackie Chan's Drunken Master is one of my favourite movies. I fell in love with it. I love Jet Li as well, Shogi, Chow Yun-fat. Bruce Lee obviously, but Jackie Chan and Jet Li just absolutely. Oh, and Chow Yun-fat was awesome because he used guns as well. So yeah, I'm paying homage to Jackie Chan and the Drunken Master, but it's called Flung Shoe Master, and it's hilarious. I chuckle while I'm writing it in my head because I can't use my laptop, so I write it in my head and I just memorise it. So anyway, I'm going to go, and I have to make myself another coffee and bring my bins in. I shall speak to you later. Ka kite anō. Mwah.